Hey guys, thanks for watching again and again and again. Thanks for your support always. So I still have 3 videos left. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you a dupe, and then I'm gonna do highlights, and then the last video I'm gonna combine it. I know originally in my first video, quite a few videos ago, when I came back to tell you why I was away for so long. Goodness, catch my breath here. Just ran up the stairs. So I am going to combine the 2 foundations, the Yves Saint Laurent and the YSL rather, and the Tarte hydrating sharp shape tape foundation is going. Sorry, I got the giggles. I'm going to combine those 2 foundations together to give you my feedback, and I have been using them, and I will give you that in one video. 2 foundations, 1 video. So let's go on in and let me tell you what dupe I'm going to show you. Some of you may know, some of you may not know. So I did do a video not too long ago, well maybe a long time ago now since it's been about 3-4 weeks. But remember when I did the Tarte Tarteist Pro Palette, and I gave you my feedback on that and I liked it. I kind of want to go over, since using it a few times now. I do like it. It's not my favorite palette I would use, and it's the only Tarte palette that I have. I do have other Tarte products, like a blush, which is the Party, I think it's Party Girl. And it's a really nice blush that I usually use a lot, and I got that as a gift from Sephora a while ago, and it's almost gone. And now I have the Tarte Shape Tape Foundation. So those are the Tarte products that I have used. But this palette, for instance, it's nice, it's really nice. You do get a lot of shades with it. But I just found that it works well. It's just for the money, $53. It's just really expensive. I think it was $53. It's really expensive. I only paid like $24, $25 because I had a gift card from Macy's, which you guys, if you watched that video, which I hope you did, will know. It's good. I really like the duochromes way better, and I probably would use that more than the actual shades themselves. But it's still a good, overall it's a good palette. I know that there's way other palettes that probably have the same shades compared to spending $53 on Tarte. So I am going to give you the dupe, which I got from Hey Hush, the app from Hey Hush, and I know there's a website as well for you international folks, but I know they don't put a lot of those, a lot of the newer, up-to-date palettes and highlights and all the other things that us US folks can get on the app on their website. So as you guys know, there is a dupe for this Tarte Tarteist Pro Palette, and for today, or rather tonight, since it's night right now, it's the Okalan, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Okalan is how I'm pronouncing it. The Amazonian Clay Palette, and it is 20 shades as well. It's really cute package, very lightweight in comparison to the Tarte because it's super heavy. The mirror itself was fantastic on the Tarte Tarteist Pro Palette. I will say that. So I have not even opened this yet. So I got this quite a few weeks ago. So you do show, it does state natural color on the front. It's got a cute picture on the front. It does say 20 shades, 20 shadows. And then on the back, it does tell you the ingredients, which I'm not going to go into because half of them I probably will totally butcher in their names. But there's not that many ingredients in this. It does follow the same exact, what can I say, the same exact everything, you know, with the Tarte Tarteist Pro. I can't talk tonight, guys. I'm tired. But it does show the Pro Edgy Glam, Pro Smoked, Pro Minx. Pro Minx is twice on here. Don't know why. But it also tells you it's imported and distributed by Okalan Cosmetics in LA. Gives you an item number, a batch number, and how much it weighs. So you can see all of that right there. Sorry for the glare from my camera as well as the lighting. Well, let's go ahead and open this bitch up. So it's got the same look on the front and from the palette, from the box to the palette, as well as the back. This is very light. This is super light, nowhere near as heavy as the Tarte palette. So we'll go ahead and open this. It does have, I believe that they are all the same exact color names. You have your mirror, which is not as big. The one thing I do like about Okalan, and I will tell you this, is they have tabs right up here. I don't know if you can see it. They have tabs, and it's got a sticky onto the palette, which is super nice. So we'll pull that right on off. So there you go. Very flimsy, very thin. Not much to that, but it's really nice to have a stick as opposed to it falling all over the place when you're traveling or just moving the palette around, opening and closing it, trying to get it into place. But here are your colors. I do kind of like the iridescent glow from the outside of the frame, as you guys can see out here, as well as the colors themselves. We've got the duochromes. Maybe they're not true duochromes, but they do look very similar, as you can see on the side. So here's that. And I will open up the Tarte palette so you kind of have a guess. So this is very, very big as well. Very heavy, it's metal, and when you open this guy up, this is what I don't like. The plastic comes right on out. It's much flimsier than things that I would expect. So there's the Tarte mirror, and there are your colors. Now the colors do have an imprint that state Tarte in them. Obviously the Okalan does not. But the colors are exactly named the same. Now I don't know if that is any type of like copyright issues, but I assume not if they came out with this. But the names, also this smells like chocolate. So, and I know that was something I also discussed in my Tarte Tarteist Pro video against Too Faced, which also has a lot of chocolate scented palettes as well. So if you are allergic to chocolate, I would suggest not getting any of these palettes that have any type of scent. I don't know if Tarte states that on their description on their website for this palette or not, but this does not have a scent either. So you will be safe with Hey Hush, because I do not believe any of their palettes or any of their products have any type of scent to them. If they do, I assume that they would state that, but again, I don't know for sure, since I haven't bought every single fucking product on the Hey Hush app. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started. The names, I'm still gonna give you the names. They're the exact same names from the Tarte Tarteist Pro, and I'm going to put this away because, here we go. So you know how Too Faced has their, Glamour Guide. Tarte Tarteist Pro also has a mini Glamour Guide. So here you guys go. So that's what's on the back of this palette. It's kind of like a mini Glamour Guide on how to achieve the look. So we'll go ahead. We've got Classic, Innocent, Whimsy, and Smoked for the first line. Then we have Vintage, Fierce, No Filter, Vamp, Chic, Profesh, Mod, Drama, Indie, Bold, Edgy, Punk. Now these are all mattes. And then we also have your supposed, oh my god, I just had a complete brain fart. We have, hold on, let me think of the word. I can't think of the word, I just lost it, but whatever. So we've got these 4 other shades on the side as well. So I'm hoping that these work just as well as the Tarte Tarteist Pro palette. And actually, hold on one second. They are, hold on, duochrome. So hopefully these are duochromes as well, but we will find out right now. So let's go ahead and get into the live swatching. And we'll start with Classic, which would be a great, and it's silky smooth and very soft and velvety. And this is a great base. And the one thing that I did state in my Tarte Tarteist Pro is you can use each line is kind of the route you can go if you would like to use all of those shades in one for your lids. So this is Classic. Pretty pigmented. Actually kind of shocked. There you guys go. That's Classic. I'm going to try and run through this as fast as I can since I already did this with the Tarte Tarteist. So we're going to go with Innocent, which is this one. And I'm hoping this works just as good as the Tarte Tarteist Pro. This is a very light brown. We've got Whimsy, which is right here. It does have some fallout. You can see it kind of crumbled. But actually surprised at how well that they're going on for mattes, considering most mattes don't go on that well on my skin for some reason. We've got Smoked, and then I'll show you, sorry. This is Smoked, and that's that smoked color. A little crumbly again. And I try and go light when I'm swatching, unless I have to dip darker. So right now, so far, and I haven't not been impressed with Okalan. So those are those four colors. Let me just wipe my hand off here, my fingers off, before we start into, and I'm gonna do the duochromes last, just so you guys know. Let me push this back in here for my wipes. And let's try off again. So we've got Vintage, which is next. Again, this would be a great base. All of these four colors down here would be a great base or your transition, base/transition. So Vintage. And it's white, a lot lighter than Classic, but you can see that there. And we have Fierce, which is right there. That's Fierce. And these I am just touching lightly on my skin to swatch, as you can see. Kind of like a grayish charcoal brown color. We've got No Filter. No Filter. I want to say this is actually a pretty good dupe so far. But what'll really make it a good dupe is those duochromes, if they're true duochromes. So there you go, no filter. We've got Vamp right there. And let me dip one more time in there. That's Vamp. Now using these, I will do a follow-up, let you guys know once I actually physically use these colors, because I have so many palettes and I just keep buying more. But I think I'm pretty much done with buying a lot of palettes for a little while. And I have Chic right here. Again, another base, super smooth and silky base transition, however you want to call it. I'm gonna start calling it transition. So here's your transition. Cannot really see it, which is the point of a base or a transition. We've got Profesh right here. There you go. And here's Profesh. Kind of hard to see, but it's a light color. We've got Mod, looks kind of cranberry. And these are all fairly silky smooth, very velvety feeling, which I do like. That's that color. This one is a little meh to me, but it does show up. And then we have Drama. Save the drama for your mama. This one is a little rougher. It's not as silky smooth and velvety to the touch. And there's that one. And it kind of goes on alright. Not as nice as some of the other ones. Wash my fingers off, girlfriend. So, alright. And then the last line, we've got Indie, which is the first one. Again, here's your transition. There's your transition, and you can barely see it. That again is the point. Can't see it. And then we have Bold right down here. I know his itches. That's Bold. Kind of more of a tan, but it's literally the same color as my skin tone, so you can't see it. And then we have Edgy, which is a brown, kind of a deeper chocolate brown. Clumpy, chunky. See how it goes. It didn't really go on that well, but you could still see it, and that's what's important. And then we have Punk, which looks like a black to me. And I noticed these last four lines, these last four colors are a bit more rough. That's a black matte. But it actually goes on really nice, so I'm kind of shocked at that. There is your Punk. But let me wipe my fingers off and we'll get to those other colors. Again, I keep my brain keeps farting, and we're gonna touch into these duochromes, or hope these are duochromes right here. So we have Ethereal, which is the top one. They do not feel like duochromes. Not like Tarte Tarteist Pro Palette. So that's that one, and I'm just gonna swatch it here. Actually it is. Just doesn't feel like it. See, there you go. And then we have Glam, just here. It looks more of a champagne light color. So there's that one. Doesn't show up that well on my skin. As you can see, you can't really see it. We have Minx, just down here. It's pretty purple, and I do like this color even on the Tarte Tarteist Pro. It's one of my favorites. You can see that. And then the last one is Trendy. I do like this. Now, this color in the Tarte Tarteist Pro, I would probably say is very similar to the Too Faced Clover palette with the Best Friends shade. And because it was an iridescent color, I will see if this one actually is similar to Best Friends from, it does look like it. Yep, it's very similar to Best Friends to me. Now the Best Friends from Clover palette is a bit darker and deeper in tone, but you can see that color. Now let me wipe my fingers off and we can discuss my thoughts real quick. I'm sorry if I'm going too fast, but I know some of these videos take a while. So here's your colors one last time. Overall, I would say a lot of these mattes work decent on my skin, as you can see. Let me try and get closer. But the duochromes, I don't mind except for Glam, that second one from the top. Doesn't really work that well with my skin tone. I would say these are not as pigmented as the Tarte Tarteist Pro, which is expected since this was, I believe, 18 or 24 for the palette. Obviously the mirror is not as big, but overall I think they did a decent job, a pretty good job for a dupe for the Tarte Tarteist Pro for a lot of people who cannot afford the $53. I mean, it was a stretch for me to even want to consider paying that. And then I found that I had a Macy's gift card, so that's what I ended up spending that Tarte Tarteist Pro on. But overall, the colors are very similar to that of the Tarte Tarteist Pro. A lot of the mattes, as I've always said before in all of my videos, do not show up that well on my skin when I swatch, but when I do use them on my lids, they actually show up a lot better. So I will have to do a follow-up video for you guys on this to let you know whether or not they work as good as the Tarte palette, the Tarte Tarteist Pro palette. Oh my gosh, I just looked at the floor and there's so much. We're going to be in so much trouble when we move out of this place. But the duochromes, actually was shocked. I was a bit surprised that they worked as well as I was expecting, to a point, but not as pigmented, not as deep of a color as the Tarteist Pro. So I think this is a decent dupe for the Tarte Tarteist Pro. So if you want to get the Tarte Tarteist Pro, can't afford the $53, definitely look into buying this because this is actually a really decent dupe. You won't get as good of a pigment of a color on the Okalan, but you are also saving $25 or more as well. So overall, I do like this. It's a semi-win for me. It's a maybe. But again, I wanted to buy this to see how well it survived and how well it went up against in comparison to the Tarteist Pro. So if you want that palette, get this one. It's not exact, but it's as close as you're going to get with the Amazonian Clay palette. And the Amazonian Clay, maybe the ingredients are Amazonian clay. I don't really know. I never really looked that far into it, but it's a great palette. I have not been too disappointed with Okalan overall. So, and anybody who has won any Okalan products, palettes from me on Twitter, you will probably feel the same way, or at least I hope you feel the same way. So I am putting the plastic back on, or at least trying to. So that is the other thing that I do like. That plastic is super nice. It sticks right back on to protect your shades. So definitely give this one a try, guys, if you're thinking about it. And hopefully you enjoyed this video real quick of my swatches on the Okalan Amazonian Clay 20 color shadow for the dupe for the Tarte Tarteist Pro Palette. So subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Please make sure you do, because I do giveaways here, do giveaways on my Twitter and Instagram, Soko Beauty blogs on all 3 social media platforms. And stay tuned because I am going to do some swatches for some highlights. Girlfriend, you guys know how much I love my highlights, so I am really interested to see how well these highlights, do. So stay tuned, and I will see you guys back here in just a few minutes. Bye.